This is the story of a young man who worked harder than everyone around him and stayed broke for years. No savings, no future, money slipping through his fingers like water, until an old man he'd walked past 1,000 times taught him one simple rule about a single coin. 1 year later, everything was different, and it had nothing to do with earning more. But first, let me ask you something. Right now, do you feel like no matter how hard you work, the money always disappears? Tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Like the video if you're ready to hear this. And let's begin. In a big loud city that never slowed down, there lived a young man named Marcus. Marcus was 24 years old. He worked at a shipping warehouse, lifting boxes 10 hours a day. And on weekends, he moved furniture for extra cash. His hands were always sore. He was never once afraid of hard work. He shared a cramped apartment with 2 other men, slept on a mattress under a window that didn't quite close, and rode 2 buses to get to work before the sun came up. Marcus had a mother, Grace, who had raised him alone, cleaning houses until her back gave out. And Marcus had made her a promise, the kind a son makes at 16. "One day, Mama, I'm going to get us both out of here. You'll never have to work again." He meant it with his whole heart, but at the end of every single month, there was nothing left. The money came in, and the money vanished. A little debt here, a dinner out to feel normal, a new phone he was still paying off, and always a little sent home to help his mother with her rent. Every month he told himself the same thing. "When I earn more, I'll start saving." But more never came, and the years just passed. One grey morning, Marcus's phone rang at work. It was his mother. She had fallen. She was in the hospital, and she needed a small operation. Nothing huge, the doctors said, but it had to be paid for. Marcus said, "Don't worry, Mama, I'll take care of it." Then he hung up and stood in the loading bay and felt the ground open beneath him, because he didn't have it, not even close. 24 years old, working 2 jobs since he was 18. And when the one person he loved most needed him, he had nothing. He had to borrow it from a friend at a shameful rate. He got his mother her operation. But that night, alone on his mattress, Marcus stared at the ceiling and finally let himself feel the truth. "I have earned so much money in my life, and I have kept none of it. Where does it all go?" Every morning, on his way to the bus, Marcus stopped at a small corner store for a cheap cup of coffee. The store was run by an old man named Mr. Silver, thin, quiet, always in the same worn brown coat. He drove a truck that was older than Marcus. For years, Marcus had assumed the old man was just barely getting by, like everyone else on the block. That morning, Marcus must have looked as broken as he felt, because Mr. Silver set down his newspaper and looked at him. "You're carrying your whole life on your face today, son," he said. "Sit, coffee's on me." Marcus sat, and somehow it all came out. The hospital, the loan, the shame. "I don't understand," Marcus said. "I work so hard, harder than anyone I know, and I have nothing. How is that even possible?" Mr. Silver nodded slowly, like he'd heard this exact question 100 times. "Can I ask you something? Last year, how much money did you earn?" "Roughly," Marcus thought. "About $30,000. $30,000, the old man repeated. "And today, how much of it do you have left?" Marcus looked down. "None." "So," Mr. Silver folded his hands, "you earned $30,000 and you kept 0, which means you spent an entire year of your life working for everyone but yourself." Marcus had never heard it put that way. It landed like a stone in his chest. "Let me tell you a secret," Mr. Silver said, "that a poor old man once told me when I was younger and even more foolish than you." He tapped the counter. "It is not what you earn that makes you free. It is what you keep. And almost nobody keeps anything because they pay themselves last. They pay the rent, the phone, the store, their friends, their wants, and whatever is left over, they tell themselves they'll save. But there is never anything left over. There never is. He leaned forward. So you must flip it. You must pay yourself first. Pay myself first? The moment money comes into your hands, before you spend a single cent, you take the first coin, 10 cents of every dollar, 10%, and it disappears into a place you cannot easily reach. Before the rent, before the food, before anything, you pay yourself first, because you are the one person you have been forgetting to pay. Marcus frowned. But 10%? I can't afford 10%. Mr. Silver smiled. You can't afford it. You just told me you spent 100% and have nothing to show for it. You were always going to lose that 10%. To a dinner, to a want you won't even remember next week. The only question is whether it vanishes into other people's pockets or into yours. He took Marcus's coffee receipt and wrote on the back, $30,000 a year. 10% is $3,000. In 10 years, $30,000. And money that is kept does not sit still. It grows. That is how an ordinary man buys his own freedom. Not by earning a fortune, by keeping the first coin every single time. If you're serious, Mr. Silver said, here is what you'll do, and there are 3 rules. Rule 1, pay yourself first, always first. The day the money comes, the first 10% is gone before you spend anything. Not what's left at the end. There is never anything left at the end. Rule 2, make it invisible. Put it somewhere you cannot see and cannot easily touch, a separate account, far from your spending, because you cannot spend what you cannot see. Out of sight, the money is safe. In your pocket, it is already gone. Rule 3. The old man's eyes were serious now. You do not touch it, not for a want, not for an emergency you created. This money has one job, to grow and to make you free. It is a seed, and a man who eats his seed will always be hungry. Then Mr. Silver made him an offer. Do this for 1 year, 1 year, without breaking it, not even once. Then come back to me and show me. And if you have truly kept the first coin for a full year, I will teach you what to do next. But only if you don't quit. Most people quit by the 2nd month. Marcus looked at the old man in his worn brown coat, and for reasons he couldn't explain, he believed him. I'll do it, he said, starting with my next paycheck. That Friday, Marcus got paid, and before he could think, before he could spend, he moved 10% into a new account he'd opened. One with no card, one he'd have to walk into a bank to reach. Then he looked at what was left, and his stomach dropped. It felt like too little. It felt impossible, but he made it work. Not easily. The first 2 months were miserable. He said no to dinners. He repaired his old shoes instead of buying new ones. Some days it felt like he was punishing himself for no reason at all. The account was still so small, it seemed pointless. But he did not break the rule. Every payday, the first coin first, before anything else. Around the 4th month, something strange happened. Marcus checked the account, and for the first time in his life, there was a number in it that made him feel something he had no word for. Not rich, steady, like the ground beneath him had turned a little more solid, and that feeling changed him. A man with something saved carries himself differently. He stopped buying things to feel better because he already felt better. He started reading at night after his shifts. He learned to fix engines on the side, and every dollar of it went straight to the first coin and more. By the 10th month, he was saving far more than 10% because now he wanted to. The seed had taught him to love watching it grow. Then, in the 11th month, life tested him. His old car, the one he needed for his side work, broke down completely. A serious repair. The old Marcus would have panicked, borrowed, begged, and sunk even deeper. But this Marcus sat down and looked at what he had saved. Money he had kept, coin by coin, for 11 months. And he realized, I can handle this myself. He fixed the car. He did not borrow a single cent, and there was still money left. He sat in his repaired car in the cold parking lot and did something he hadn't done since he was a boy. He cried, not from sadness, from relief. For the first time in his entire life, an emergency had come, and it had not destroyed him. A month later, on the 1-year mark, Marcus walked into the corner store and laid a bank statement on the counter in front of Mr. Silva. 12 months. Not one payday missed. The old man looked at it for a long time. Then he looked up, and there were tears in his old eyes. You didn't quit, he said softly. Do you know how rare that is? He folded the statement and handed it back. Now, son, let me teach you what to do next. 5 years passed. Marcus never once stopped paying himself first. The first coin became a stream, and then a river. He grew it patiently, the way the old man had taught him. He opened a small auto shop of his own, and one afternoon, he drove his mother, Grace, to a little house with a garden, and placed the keys in her hand. You'll never have to work again, Mama, he said. He was 29 years old. He had kept the promise he made at 16. Mr. Silva passed away 2 winters later, in the same worn brown coat he always wore. At the reading of his will, Marcus learned the truth. The old man had owned 3 buildings on that block, and had quietly helped a dozen young people the exact same way he'd helped Marcus. He had never needed the corner store. He kept it open, just to find the ones who were ready to listen. And now, most mornings, you'll find Marcus in that same little store. He bought it and kept it open, watching for a tired young face carrying its whole life on it. And when he finds one, he sets down his newspaper and says, "Sit, coffee's on me." My friend, I need you to hear the thing that took Marcus 24 years to learn. You will never get rich by what you earn. You get free by what you keep. And right now, if you're like most people, you are keeping nothing because you pay yourself last. And last means never. So here is your challenge, the same one an old man in a brown coat once gave Marcus. Step 1. Decide on your first coin. 10% if you can. If 10 feels impossible, start with 1%. The amount matters far less than the habit. Step 2. The very next time money comes into your hands, before the bills, before the food, before a single want, move that coin first and put it somewhere you cannot see and cannot easily reach. You cannot spend what you cannot see. Step 3. Never touch it. It is not for wants. It is not for emergencies you invent. It is a seed. Protect it, feed it, and let it grow. Every single time money comes in for 1 year without breaking it once. I promise you this, you will not become rich in a year, but you will become something more important first. You will become a person who keeps. And a person who keeps, who pays himself first and protects his seed, that person always ends up free. Marcus earned no more than the people around him. He simply kept the first coin when everyone else kept nothing, and it changed the entire direction of his life. So tell me in the comments, what is your first coin going to be? 10% or 1? Write it down. Make it real. I'll be reading them. If this story helped you, like the video. It truly helps this little channel grow. Share it with someone who works so hard and still has nothing to show for it. And subscribe, because every week I bring you another story of an ordinary person who found an extraordinary way to change their life. Remember the old man's words, it is not what you earn, it is what you keep. Your first coin is waiting. Will you keep it?